Hey guys, Bazdawg back again. This time I have got my newest version of the automatic weed farm. As you can see, I'm playing at the snapshot, and it still works fine. Fucking bats. Um, yeah, no, it's a fully working design. It's a lot more compact than my original. These are a few tests that I had to run through from the original design, which is here. Obviously you can see that we have saved a considerable amount of space in this design. It has the exact same amount of wheat and has a higher and more reliable harvesting method. Now, it's a lot more compact, utilizing the original piston tape design that I used in the first one, which is all the way over there, where the piston tape ticks around because of the bud switch every time the wheat grows, and every time that happens, it pushes this piece of glass around so that ends up underneath here, to where this really cool thing happens because you can actually put a torch on top of these blocks here, but you can't send a signal through. That means that it won't dick anything up, but you can use any of these blocks. You can use any upside down stairs, any upside down half slabs or glass for this piston tape. I wanted to check just in case anyone cared to know. Yeah, when they all tick around, as you can see here, these torches will begin to turn off because if you know anything about redstone, which I hope some of you do, you'll know that this torch originally, when this is a wall block, was turning this torch off, and this torch, when it's off, can't turn this torch off. Wait, yeah, that's right. And then as soon as this torch goes on, it turns this one off, which turns off a segment of this line. When this whole line has been turned off, then this torch will turn on, which sends it cascading down here, around here to this long delay self-resetting RS null hash, and then over here to what I believe is a quarter Mojang door. Not really certain, but it's the one that is just this. That's it, like it's only one instead of being four. So I gather that would be a quarter. Not particularly sure. Yeah. That's what it does there. Shit. There we go. Anyway, that's what's underneath it. That is the harvesting mechanism. That's where the wheat. Hang on. That's where the wheat would be planted, and as soon as that ticks over, it activates this and then harvests in such a manner. Obviously, it can't bounce backwards because this block's there. I've done countless hours of testing on this. So far, it has been the most reliable system I've used. It's a lot more compact because of this tileable bud array. And the whole idea of what I want to keep trying to do is making this more and more tileable over the coming tests. I've made sure that I made the center one, I believe, skip one more so I could show you the harvesting mechanism. As you can see, they're all grown, but what normally would happen is this. And there you go. Now it's all harvested. And then it will come back up, and it's now ready for replanting. Obviously, there are going to be some very unlikely coincidences. Actually, that's a ghost block. That means it's down there, but the game registers it as being on top of here. You'll notice that if I was to go down here, I believe, no? Okay, it's caught somewhere. But anyway, it's not back on top of here. It's probably caught down in there. It is a rare occurrence, believe me. I've done a lot of tests, and this is one of the first times I've ever seen it happen. Usually what that means is that it is caught in those piston heads, and the game can't register that because those block spaces are being taken up by the piston extension arms, and that means that basically what the game thinks it's doing is not. The actual item itself does not exist there, and yeah, so it goes way up there. For replanting, you need to make sure that this redstone line is on when you plant them, so that means that this bud's array is active. That's the only unreliable thing with the whole build at the moment, is the bud array. It can't really be made any better. I tried really hard. I couldn't come up with anything. If you do, please let me know, because that'd be awesome. Yeah, and as soon as they tick over once, they'll end up here, ready to count through the rest of the stages to end up back underneath here. When that happens, it will harvest again, and all you have to do now, as opposed to the original design, is just plant the seeds. You used to have to till the grass, which I took away by using this. There's a gap between that piston, which is the bud array, and the top of this, which makes it really awesome. It was a hell of a problem with the original design, because it really used to piss me off having to re-till the grass. Really took away from the idea of it being an automatic farm. As you can see here, it wasn't exactly the greatest. I tried to increase the growth rate, and that didn't really happen. So in essence, what's happened is I've taken that original design, redefined the piston tape to shrink it down by quite a lot. When I've done this, I've also had to make it a bit taller. But by making it taller, it's I think roughly 5 blocks shorter. So it's definitely worth it if you're thinking of making this legit on like survival or something. It's a hell of a nice build, just to have it around. It may not be the nicest one you can build. I mean, you can make the bread machine, but to be honest, this to me looks a lot more impressive because not everyone has one of these. Hopefully, what I see coming in one of the next updates is a bit more realistic. It's the idea that because in real life when you plant a crop, right, if you already have furrows, you can just throw the seeds on it, will be planted. If that's added to the game, this is incredibly easy to make fully automatic, and when I do that, it will be amazing because this will be absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So this is basically it, the Mark 9. I've been through 9 different versions. It's taken me quite some time. This bit all here, by the way, can be stacked underneath. It only needs to be 6 blocks wide. I've just added some nice trim to it to make it look a bit less exposed and stuff like that. This water here can actually be moved. It can be moved so that it is 5 blocks. I just had it there because I wasn't worried about the width. But as you can see from right here, these are all of the slivers with the piston tape, the bud array segment. Then this is the more or less like the command line, where this needs to be here for the whole thing to work. It will have to have one extra one that is not a sliver of actual piston tape bud array. It can be tiled up until this piece of redstone here, this redstone signal runs out, and that's the limit. If I can find a way to make a more reliable tileable bud array, then that will be implemented in Mark 10. I'll keep working on this, trying to redefine the whole system. If I make any progress, I'll let you know. But as always, this was Bazdawg. Thanks for watching, hope you liked, and catch you later.